Hello everyone, back with some more thrift store finds. I was at the bins again, out at the bargain outlet. Got a bunch of stuff, had a really long day there. They were a little bit slower getting moving, shifting stuff around, so a lot of downtime. And then the way home I got caught just in the perfect little bottleneck where there's nowhere to turn off or anything behind an accident for 40 minutes. It was crazy. It was a long day, but lots of good stuff. We'll start off with the video game front. Found a decent stack of these VTech kids games. They all are complete with the manual and everything, so these are the perfect thing. Great condition too. A lot of times these little kids games, because they're for 5 to 7 or 4 to 6, are in bad shape. With these individually, they're not great, but if you can grab a whole lot at once, fantastic. Especially if they are of similar age brackets. And randomly, just one PS2 game, nothing exciting, but NHL 2K6 for a couple of pennies, worth it. And because it's right in front of me, I go through the weirdest thing that I found today. Stack after stack. I'm going to go through them and see what's going to be multiple lots or one big lot or whatever, but a bunch of karaoke video CDs. And I was searching through, of course, hoping to find some video CD movies. No, they were all absolutely from one person's collection. Some of them have to get a little bit of marker off, they were the name down. A lot of them are Filipino. There's a couple other things in there, but we'll see. This one has stuff like Pokemon, a lot of movie themes, a lot of different actors and singers and different movie stuff and greatest hits, and some weird ones where it's greatest hits of ABBA, but who the heck are these people? So really weird. And this is best of male and female, and most of them are, I looked at them, checked the back and everything, they're not, as Carpenter's one, they're perfect discs, they're all in great shape, and they aren't on any obvious CDRs or anything, burned discs. They're just, it's this huge collection from Spin of karaoke video CDs. Endless, everything you could think of, weird stuff, what the heck is that? Greatest oldies. Number 1, karaoke hits. Beauties from around the world, which I'm assuming this is probably going to be music and then scenes in the background of tropical places, girls in bikinis, but picked up just stacks of them. I actually ended up picking up around 30 of them for about $4. The media don't charge much, so $4 for around 30 of these. So I'm going to go through and see if there's any kind of uniting themes, or if it's just going to be one giant collection. But yeah, just, you don't see video CD very often, and video CD karaoke, that's interesting. It's seeing a whole collection and stuff that was very obviously one person or one family or one place's collection. So yeah, very bizarre. The weird thing, and I was the only person even looking at them, of course. Some of those oddball things, we would have no idea. So that, and stuck in there were a few actual music CDs. We have the Flaming Lips, and All Time Low, and an early days, later days Led Zeppelin collection. And then we have Flaming Lips at War with the Mystics. This is a CD-DVD combo. That's a little more interesting, so a few music finds there. And then a handful of cassettes, a lot of things like singles or just little these cardboard sleeve releases. We have Spice Girls, some Elton John, Bryan Adams, the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves theme song from the movie, Johnny Mathis, some Shania Twain, and some Bette Midler. Just an odd little selection. A little baggie of older Thomas tank engine toys, just little selection. Has a couple of different engines, a little set, but that was one of those things that would be good for a little Etsy find. Some VHS, one 80s Star Wars release. Did not see the other two, but at least Star Wars in really good collection, good shape. Vintage Classics, a sealed copy of North by Northwest, one of the Disney sing-along songs. Beavis and Butthead Do America, the Mickey's Christmas Carol, and older 80s clamshell Warner release of Risky Business, Bear in the Big Blue House, Stargazers, and one of the more interesting ones, this will be a decent lot because individually they would not be worth worth picking up. But we have an NSYNC and Britney Spears. One that has some home video, some concert footage. This one is some music video. So we have NSYNC in the Mix. I've actually found and sold that one before. Making the Tour, and the NSYNC Britney Spears video requests, and some making of footage as well as some music video stuff. So that'll be an interesting little selection. Now on to books. We have Dr. Zhivago, a much older printing, otherwise it's not worth grabbing because it's so common. An older printing of that. The Monk, one of these Penguin Classics releases. Red Phoenix. The War Between the Pitiful Teachers and the Splendid Kids. 2 Star Trek books. We have Strike Zone, and I got really excited for a second, but it's not one that I need, so it'll be for the store. One of the Star Trek New Frontier books, Excalibur. Supernatural. The Cat's World Portal. The Girls No Names. A couple of these, it looks like a series. I was hoping to find more, but I only found these 2. We have Princess Sultan's Circle and the Princess Sultan's Daughters, as well as a beautiful cover here of the Pendragon Chronicles hardcover, Highlander, the Complete Watcher's Guide, and Highlander the Series, An Evening at Joe's. 1 Berenstain Bears. And this hardcover 5 complete novel collection, this is really cool because all these detective novels, a lot of these were made into movies in the 30s and 40s. You have Red Harvest, The Dane Curse, The Maltese Falcon, The Glass Key, and The Thin Man. So this is a really cool collection. I have individually The Glass Key and The Thin Man, Veronica Lake movie, The Glass Key, everyone of course knows The Maltese Falcon, and then The Thin Man, one of my favorite movie series of all time based off of that. And a little collection here might just all go together. A Bob Dylan book set. This is like, again, someone's collection. These are all Bob Dylan books, autobiographies and behind the music and whatever. Essential interview collection. And along with that, there were a handful of older music, especially on the tracks, like music magazines. So another Bob Dylan, 2 more Bob Dylan series, maybe that'll go to the books, we'll see with these magazines. And then from the 40s, and it was in pretty good shape, because I've seen a couple of these before, but they're usually really ripped up or stained. But we have the Saturday Evening Post from February 6th, 1943. That is really cool. This is one of those things that I love about reselling, where something where like that's gonna be fun to like flip through and check it out, and then pop up on Etsy. That'll be an interesting thing. And now last we'll move on to the DVDs and Blu-ray. And tying to that, we have a book with DVDs. It's a 3 DVD collection, a DVD and 2 CDs, as the 2 CDs with some broadcasts and the DVD with some footage, some clips, and I'm gonna check it out and see like how extensive it is, if it's interesting enough to ever rewatch, or if it's just, oh, it was interesting, pop it up on the store. But we have this Stay Tuned, Television's Unforgettable Moments. And it is See and Hear Landmark TV broadcasts on a DVD and 2 CDs, hosted by Dick Van Dyke, Walter Cronkite, and Bob Costas. So, interesting. And flip through the book, and it seems really interesting. A lot of like little highlights, and we'll see with the DVD and CDs if it's just these one-off little 10-second clips of historic moments and it's just not that interesting, or it's a little more in-depth and a good sense of humor about it, maybe a good sense of history to it, see whether or not it's worth holding on to or popping up on the store. Then we have on Blu-ray Pain and Gain and Skin Trade. I saw this one, did not like it. It was the Skin Trade, and it has Tony Jaa and Dolph Lundgren, both great actors, especially in these kind of action movies, but I saw that one before, wasn't that great. Then we have from the Television Favorites line and Night Court. The Television Favorites line, there are a bunch of these where it's a handful of episodes from different shows. And we have Crank 2, High Voltage, The Chosen, Season 1, 2 movie collection, 3 Men and a Baby, and 3 Men and a Little Lady. We had the exact same release, I think. Yu-Gi-Oh! Attack from the Deep. I'm not sure what this is, but it was sealed, and this kind of stuff, sometimes if it's sealed, some religious stuff can do well. The Harvest, Discovering Jesus, I don't know. But sealed, Water for Elephants, Bill Cosby himself. Sealed, which you don't see very often, VeggieTales, It's a Meaningful Life. Run across VeggieTales, VHS, and DVDs all the time, but almost never sealed. That was a little unusual. Must Love Dogs, The Punisher, Extended Cut, On Golden Pond, Special Edition, Point of No Return. And one thing I have to take a little bit of glue to, which I think if the discs look fine, so I think it's going to be a cool set, but I'll have to see and see what the printing is. I'll show you in a second here. I've got to hold it together, and then take a little glue because part of it is basically falling apart. But at least the discs were all protected. This is an older I Love Lucy Complete Series Collection DVD set. I have the newer one, the nicer, like that white one, in just a small case, and the discs all look fine, and they're a different pressing and different cover look than any of the ones that I have in my either individual sets or in that one, so I'm going to see what the quality is. The heart thing they hear though is completely, I mean, that's the back, there's the front. I was holding the whole thing on. This came off on the top. It's like styrofoam with then the cardboard over top of it. Just a little bit of glue I think I can put together nicely and make it look really nice, but that was coming off. I have to get, there's like tape that I don't want to peel off without ripping too much on either side. It's just this, I don't see it too much, but this, you know, thick tape so the top part of the box is falling apart, but I think with a little bit of glue I can salvage it. And the bottom, aside from this little bit of sticker, but it's not even a scratch, it's just sticker residue, I can take that off in like a minute. The bottom sides are all in perfect shape. There's literally nothing wrong except the top, which with that big heart sticking up and in bins, it's going to get bent and beat up, but it's at least not scratched up, it's intact. It's just like the glue and stuff came loose and got knocked off. So they're all in here, and at first I was a little, ooh, I don't know, but the discs, I thought they were a little more just kind of stacked in there to like smush together, and like, oh, they're going to scratch. But they're actually in little sleeves. This is one half, and there's a second half, and I don't know if you can see too much there. The discs are actually separated with a little bit of packaging in between each disc, so they're fine. And I think these are a repackage of the really big fold-out I Love Lucy, like the first run DVD set of these. I'll have to see, but there's two sets of that, and then a booklet in the back with all the episode guides and all that jazz. So just the packaging itself, like, that's really, really cool. And if I can fix it up, I'm gonna watch the discs and see if they're comparable quality to some of the other DVD releases that I have. Then my individual I Love Lucy series releases, season releases, will be going up on the store, and I'll be replacing it with this once I see if I can fix it up a little bit. So a bit of a project find, but for a couple of bucks, alright, I'll get a little bit of glue and put that back together. And then last up, a few other finds just from another time that I was out, just a couple little things. They've been just kind of set aside and weren't listed or anything yet. So we have one of the Redwall books that I ran into. I think I posted this one up on the community page, but one of the Choose Your Own Adventure style books from Zork. Schrodinger's Cat Trilogy, complete trilogy. And this box set of the best of the National Geographic Channel. Volume 3 includes stuff from Nat Geo. It's a whole DVD set. It's really wildly different things as far as, you know, the Wicked Tuna, Border Wars, Doomsday Preppers, Known Universe, Killer Shots, Python Hunters, World's Biggest Cave, Taboos, part of Season 8. So an interesting selection of a best of a whole bunch of different programs, Nat Geo stuff. So those are a few other kind of finds that before going to the bins like last week randomly. That was it for today. A ton of great stuff and just oddball stuff. When do we see a bunch of these karaoke video CDs? So I'm going to be listing and organizing all those and finding some glue and testing out that I Love Lucy to see if that can be made beautiful again.